They're pretty good kids and they're active members of society and they're engaged and they're happy. I think that's saying a lot. It's tough.
And it's tough times too for Delilah and Jesse's dad.
I was up. I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses.
Welcome back to Fame Flux, where the truth behind fame gets exposed. The streets are buzzing with speculation that Kimora Lee Simmons is not standing for Quincy Combs' recent behavior, especially when it comes to Diddy and the late Kim Porter. One thing is certain, Kimora has long been fiercely protective of Kim Porter's legacy. From the outside looking in, it appears that her loyalty remains unwavering, even if the person at odds with that loyalty happens to be Kim's own son. Since Diddy's federal legal troubles began making headlines, Quincy has stayed vocal in his support. That public stance has drawn criticism across social media, especially from those who find it troubling given the dark clouds surrounding Diddy's alleged treatment of Kim. While Diddy isn't Quincy's biological father, their relationship has remained close. However, that closeness has now become a point of contention.
And we flew to North Carolina. So later on that, I think that afternoon, same day, this rapper and him, they all in the room together. You know, it's Sarah, the girl, Puff, and this dude, this rapper. So I'm hearing at the door and stuff like that, like, yeah, so then next thing you know, somebody rang the doorbell. We had the presidential suite where we was at. So I opened the door and the dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin. I said, who your cousin? And he said, Ja Rule. I said, well, he busy right now. He said, he busy doing what? I said, he with Puff, they're in the room, they busy, they don't want to be bothered. He said, well, I'm going in there. I said, bruh, you ain't going in there because he told me they don't want nobody to be bothering them. He was like, yo, I don't care, man, I'm going in there. That bull like that. I said, yo, bruh, Jesus Christ had to come down here and take the air out of my body before you get in that room right there. Watch. He tried to bum rush me. I grabbed his and threw him against the piano. When I threw him into the piano, Puff and Ja Rule runs out the room.
Fans have not just questioned Quincy's silence on the allegations, they've accused him of outright disrespect toward Kim Porter's memory. According to several online sources, Kimora Lee has reportedly reached a breaking point, allegedly furious over claims that Quincy has spread misinformation about Kim in defense of Diddy. This raises key questions. What exactly did Quincy say to ignite Kimora's anger? And does Kimora now believe that Diddy was involved in Kim Porter's tragic passing? What started as quiet tension has now escalated into public speculation, revealing deep fractures beneath the surface of a once tight-knit family dynamic. As the controversy builds, so does the pressure for answers. Kimora Lee Simmons has her own long-standing history of tension with Diddy, one that helps explain the depth of her anger toward Quincy's recent actions. Over the years, Kimora has made it clear that she holds deep distrust and contempt for Diddy, rooted in both her friendship with Kim Porter and her own personal encounters with the bad boy mogul. According to various reports, Kimora witnessed Diddy's troubling treatment of Kim Porter firsthand. Allegations of cheating and emotional abuse were already well known in their inner circle. But what truly shocked many was the claim that Kimora herself was nearly assaulted by Diddy during a public altercation. Media outlets documented a moment when Diddy allegedly threatened Kimora during an argument, while she was pregnant. Kimora later confirmed the incident, calling Diddy a moron and emphasizing that she had been pregnant at the time, which added another layer of seriousness to the confrontation. That moment solidified her stance. She hasn't publicly wavered in her disdain for Diddy since. In fact, when Cassie filed her explosive lawsuit against Diddy in late 2023, Kimora took a subtle but pointed jab, posting, "As you sow, so shall you reap." Her social media posts hinted at deeper knowledge, and her support for Cassie was clear and vocal. Kimora followed Cassie's case closely and, after the settlement, posted a throwback image of Kim Porter surrounded by heart emojis. She added a caption promoting a girl gang of women who aggressively support one another.
I would like to use that as, just to clear the facts up what's going on. But it all started, we was in Atlanta. And this story starts when I'm with Puff and he's in the exotic bookstores and he's doing shopping, right? He's shopping, getting his stuff and everything like that. So, you know, this is the first time I was ever in an exotic bookstore with Puff. So, you know, I'm giving him his space. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that because they gave him a brown paper bag. When they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, you know, he got to go put it on the counter and, you know, show everybody what he's getting. So as he going, I'm just looking at the places where he picking stuff from. So there's one part he picked up some things from up here on my left side. And then he picked like quite a few of them down. I'm like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there and it said butt plugs. And I was like, hey, yo.
Hands up if you want in, she wrote, because if we get enough people, we're totally getting jackets. That post resonated with many, positioning her as a protector of women within a culture often accused of silencing them. Shortly after that post, tragedy nearly struck. Kimora's home mysteriously caught fire, though she and her children thankfully escaped unharmed. She later posted a message thanking the emergency responders who saved them. While there's no direct link between her post and the fire, online speculation quickly erupted, with many questioning the timing. For Kimora, these aren't just headlines. They're part of a deeply personal story, and they help explain why she isn't tolerating Quincy's alignment with Diddy, especially if it comes at the cost of Kim Porter's memory. Fans were quick to connect the dots and point fingers, many suspecting Diddy might have had a hand in the suspicious timing of Kimora's house fire. It might sound extreme, but given Diddy's known past, like when he allegedly blew up Kid Cudi's car over Cassie, it's not a stretch for some observers. Still, even after all of that, Kimora didn't turn her back on Diddy's children. When his twin daughters attended prom in 2024, Kimora proudly posted a picture of them with a heartfelt caption. Prom 2024. I'm so very proud of you, my babies. I love you always and will protect you fiercely to the end with all I have. Congrats, my loves. You made it. Her support for the twins has remained unwavering, solidifying her bond with Kim Porter's daughters. But notably missing from that outpouring of love was Quincy. Fans immediately picked up on the absence. Unlike the twins, Quincy doesn't receive the same level of public support from Kimora, and speculation about why has only intensified. Some may argue it's because Quincy, now an adult, doesn't require the same protection. But those closer to the situation say there's more to it. Word around industry circles is that Kimora reportedly believes Quincy is disrespecting Kim Porter's legacy by aligning himself so closely with Diddy. This tension isn't just hearsay, it's rooted in Quincy's own actions. When Kim broke things off with Diddy in 2007, Quincy was around 16 years old. Christian was only 9, and the twins were barely toddlers. Quincy, by all accounts, was old enough to witness Diddy's behavior toward Kim firsthand, behavior that, according to reports, included emotional abuse and physical violence, including an alleged incident where Kim's nose was broken. Despite witnessing that history, Quincy has continued to stand by Diddy. His support has raised alarms, especially since Diddy now faces multiple allegations of abuse from other women as well. Some believe Quincy's loyalty stems from financial interest, possibly a future inheritance from Diddy's empire. Others say it's something deeper, a bond built over years. One Quincy has publicly declared. In an emotional open letter, Quincy wrote, "Albert Brown, also known as Al B. Sure, is my biological father, but Sean Combs, also known as Diddy, has been a father figure in my life for as long as I can remember." That statement struck a nerve with many, especially given the timing and the broader allegations surrounding Diddy. For Kimora and others who loved Kim Porter, it felt like a betrayal, not just of family, but of truth and memory. Sean Combs has always been a central figure in Quincy's life. In an open letter, Quincy expressed profound appreciation, stating, "Sean Combs is a person whom I look up to and appreciate as a father. He is the one who helped mold me into the person I am today, and I will always try to live up to his expectations. He has always been supportive of me, and I will forever love and respect him." The message was emotional, but the timing and context made it controversial. Quincy contrasted Diddy's involvement with the minimal role his biological father, Al B. Sure, played, saying, "The spitting image is all I have taken from him." Not long after, media outlets captured Diddy's sons exiting the courthouse following day 5 of the trial. Al B. Sure was reportedly present at nearly every hearing, fueling further scrutiny. But what really sent shockwaves was a joint statement released by Diddy's children, denying the swirling allegations linking Diddy to Kim Porter's tragic death. While the message appeared to come from all of Kim's children, including Quincy, rumors began swirling that Quincy himself spearheaded the effort and pressured the others into signing it. The statement read, "We have seen so many hurtful and false rumors circulating about our parents, Kim Porter and Sean Combs' relationship, as well as about our mom's tragic passing, that we feel the need to speak out. Claims that our mom wrote a book are simply untrue. She did not. And anyone claiming to have a manuscript is misrepresenting themselves." To the outside world, this might have seemed like damage control. But to Kimora Lee Simmons and those closest to Kim Porter, it felt like betrayal. According to multiple insiders, Kimora was devastated. Not only did she reportedly believe Diddy had knowledge about Kim's sudden death, but she also believed Quincy was enabling a false narrative, one that denied Kim's voice and erased any chance of accountability. Fans quickly dissected the message and questioned whether the twins, still young and relatively quiet in the public eye,
I was messing with them because people don't understand. You know, we was like friends. He was a part of the same gang, so I'm still gonna tease him. I'm still gonna mess with him and everything like that. I could do that. It wasn't just no security thing. So I say, "Yo, what are you getting this for?" And it said butt plugs, and he was like, "Yo, can I do my shopping by myself?" I said, "Yeah, you could do it by yourself, brother." And he started walking and everything like that. When he got to, I just waited at the counter. When he got to the counter, he didn't even have to show the guy nothing. He just gave the guy a wad of money. I mean, like he gave the guy a stack, something like this. And Puff wasn't the dude that carried no 20s and no 50s or nothing like that. And I mean, like he just said, boom. And we walked out the store. So we had to leave Atlanta and go to North Carolina for a show. You understand? And it was him, this rapper, Sarah, and this other girl. We all got on a G5 jet, and we flew the G4 jet.
Had truly consented to the statement. Many believe they simply followed Quincy's lead. And for Kimora, who's long stood guard over Kim Porter's memory, that possibility made things even more heartbreaking. To her, and to many watching from the sidelines, it seemed like the one person who should be defending Kim Porter the loudest had instead chosen to protect the very man she feared. The public statement issued by Kim Porter's children, Quincy, Christian, Jesse, and Delilah, was meant to bring closure, but instead, it ignited even more division. The letter read like a final word, a plea for respect, and a dismissal of every rumor surrounding Kim Porter's tragic death. It began by warning the public, any so-called friend speaking on behalf of our mom or her family is not a friend, nor do they have her best interests at heart. From there, it described the unimaginable pain of losing Kim Porter and emphasized that her cause of death had long been established, with no foul play involved. The siblings stated, "Our lives were shattered when we lost our mother. She was our world, and nothing has been the same since she passed." They express frustration with the media firestorm that continues to surround Kim's passing, calling it the most tragic event of our lives, and condemning what they referred to as horrific conspiracy theories. The letter closed with a plea: "Please respect our mother, Kim Porter, and hold her legacy in high regard so that she may rest in peace. It's what she deserves. We love you and miss you, Mommy." It was signed by all 4 children: Quincy, Christian, Jesse, and Delilah. On the surface, the statement seemed like a heartfelt attempt to defend their mother's name. But behind the scenes, many saw it as strategic messaging, a calculated effort to protect Diddy and distance the family from the spiraling allegations surrounding him. Insiders have suggested that Quincy played a leading role in drafting and promoting this statement, encouraging his siblings to align their voices in public unity. Kimora Lee, a longtime confidant and best friend of Kim Porter, was reportedly devastated. According to sources close to her, she viewed the statement as a betrayal, an erasure of legitimate questions surrounding Kim's untimely death, and a silencing of voices seeking justice. Her belief, widely echoed by fans online, is that the children, especially Quincy, may have been manipulated into defending the very person many suspect of knowing more than he admits. The statement's plea for peace clashed with the rising demand for answers. While the children emphasized grief, closure, and respect, the public saw evasion, misdirection, and damage control. And in a culture increasingly aware of silence as complicity, that message, however heartfelt, only fueled suspicion. As Diddy's legal troubles intensify, Quincy Combs finds himself caught in a deepening storm of public scrutiny. Once admired for honoring Kim Porter's legacy as her eldest son, Quincy is now facing a growing wave of criticism from fans and insiders who believe his allegiance to Diddy is not only misplaced, but offensive. What began as quiet disapproval has evolved into widespread backlash. Social media platforms are flooded with threads dissecting Quincy's behavior, calling out what many see as a betrayal of his mother's memory. The question being asked across forums, comment sections, and live streams is simple. Why is Quincy standing by a man so heavily implicated in scandals that his mother may have suffered under? Adding fuel to the fire are resurfaced interviews and archival footage where Kim Porter once hinted at being mistreated in past relationships, clips that are now being re-examined in light of the serious accusations leveled against Diddy. Fans argue that Quincy, who was old enough to remember the darker chapters of his mother's relationship, should be the first to demand transparency, not the first to issue statements defending Diddy's name. And the criticism hasn't stayed online. Behind the scenes, the alleged rift between Quincy and Kimora Lee continues to grow. Sources close to Kimora claim she has distanced herself from Quincy entirely, opting to focus her support on the twins and Christian, while making no public acknowledgement of Quincy's efforts to support Diddy through court appearances and legal fallout. Several of Quincy's past collaborators in the entertainment industry have also gone quiet. While no official statements have been made, insiders suggest that Quincy's unwavering loyalty to Diddy, despite the flood of damning allegations, has made him a liability in certain circles. Sponsors are reportedly reconsidering affiliations, and industry figures who once praised Quincy for being a model son are now watching in silence. At the heart of the matter is perception. While Quincy may genuinely believe he's protecting family, the optics tell a different story. In the court of public opinion, standing beside Diddy now raises more questions than it answers. And as the federal investigation digs deeper into Diddy's past, the cost of silence, or blind loyalty, may become even greater. The legacy Quincy hoped to preserve is now in jeopardy, not because of what he's done, but because of who he's defending. This situation is far deeper than public loyalty. It's about family, legacy, and unresolved pain. For Kimora Lee Simmons, watching Quincy continue to stand behind Diddy despite the ongoing allegations and the shadow cast over Kim Porter's memory has reportedly reached a breaking point. What appears to be support in the public eye may be for Kimora an unforgivable betrayal. Speculation has only grown as fans suggest. Kimora allegedly attempted to speak with Quincy privately, possibly to reveal more about Kim Porter's final years or offer clarity on things the public never saw. But according to sources close to the situation, Quincy wasn't interested. He's reportedly shut out not just Kimora, but also Al B. Sure, his biological father, who has made repeated attempts to reconnect. Al B. Sure has been vocal with his concern, even writing publicly, "Letter to my son, come home." The door is wide open. "You're safe here. I love you, Pops. You're biological." The words were heartfelt, but again, they received no public response from Quincy, who remains visibly aligned with Diddy, despite all the public pressure and unraveling legal turmoil. Observers are questioning what exactly is keeping Quincy tethered. Is it financial security? An emotional attachment to his half-sisters who are still under Diddy's care? Or, as some critics suggest, has the loyalty been shaped by years of grooming and manipulation, intentionally designed to isolate him from other parts of his family? As Diddy faces intensifying scrutiny, the walls are closing in, not just legally, but morally. And those standing beside him may soon face their own moment of reckoning. Quincy's silence may no longer be sustainable. The truth about his choices and their consequences could soon come to light. Let us know what you think in the comments. Is Quincy driven by money, family loyalty, or something deeper? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out the next video on screen. It's one you don't want to miss.